Welcome back to yet another customized show. And as you can see, we've got a beauty parked over here. Oh yes, Duncan, you're a beauty as well.
Oh, thank you.
Right, so quick introduction to Duncan over here. Duncan is actually one of our first subscribers, well, one of the top 50 first subscribers to our YouTube channel.
Oh,
yes.
nice.
So I had a quick Google or quick research before you came to join us, and I think you top 30 somewhere around there, but one of our first 50 subscribers. So thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you for bringing this beautiful truck. The viewers have been asking for a Nissan for some time.
Well, it's nice to see something other than petrol, Land Rovers,
cruisers and Jeeps
cruisers and things like that.
Yeah,
it's good to have something not with a solid axle.
Yeah. Well,
before I get grief on that.
Yeah, no. Look, I mean, it's got its pluses and its minuses. We'll get into that. So first of all, tell us about this.
Well, Nissan Patrol Y62. Yeah. Not many are built to go off-road like this one is. Yeah. This one was an accident in the fact that I really wanted a Land Rover Defender.
Yeah.
Brought up on Land Rovers, but at my age and with my conditions, the Land Rover was too uncomfortable, so I couldn't wait for the new Defender. Yeah. So I went for the Patrol. Yeah,
I mean, it's the Land Rover Defender, beautiful vehicle, but look,
not
if you want false teeth by the age of like 55, 60, it's going to rattle everything out, right?
That's it. Yes. So Y62, 2015 model.
This is the V8.
V8, 5.6.
They only started the V6s, I think, only in 2018.
That's
or something
right.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's thirsty, but living in the Middle East, it's not a problem.
It's got the grunt.
Lots of grunt in it. This is why it has two names. When she's just doing the road stuff and beach stuff, she's called Patsy.
No way.
And then when she's doing terrain like this, she's called the Beast from the East.
The Beast from the East. I'm going to stick to the Beast from the East.
The Beast from the East, all the way from Japan. Yeah. So.
Right. Let's have a look at everything you've got on here. And right, first of all, and you've got to look really carefully, but this is an aftermarket bumper.
It's an aftermarket bumper. Now the intention is when I have finished in the Middle East, I go home to North Wales. So I have to make sure that the vehicle is Euro-proof to get around all the obstacles with the...
So you got to put the plastics back on.
That's it. So this is a fiberglass bumper.
Yeah.
Obviously, going over mountains and things like that, there is a chance that the fiberglass would break.
Yeah.
So we have a 2.5-inch steel bar underneath.
Yeah.
And an 8mm bash plate underneath that.
Oh wow.
So so far, touch wood, it has lasted well.
Absolutely everything.
It's protected well and it is solid.
Yeah, this is the only issue that I have with this, and it's very similar to, I think it was the Nissan Xterra, is that the condenser is so low. And if you knock at condensers, obviously the AC goes, but that's an expensive one. You know, you knock the radiator, radiators are inexpensive compared to a condenser. So I see that's covered beautifully over there. Okay, and where did you get this done?
The bumper is from Foilex.
Yeah.
And the protection bar and the underneath 8mm is from Torque.
Okay. So, all right, and that's off the shelf? Torque. They didn't manufacture it? Off the shelf, ready for the Y62?
This one's off the shelf.
Yeah.
That is totally... made specific for this from Naveen at Torque.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's awesome. Right, and you stuck, standard lights. We don't have any spotties over here.
Nothing yet.
Well, we don't really need it in this environment. The UAE is so small. We don't do much night driving, and we don't have many animals on the road. So the need for an absolute steel bumper is very minimum compared to Africa and Australia, obviously.
Yep.
We're not going to be hitting
no
many animals on the road. No roos over here.
No.
So it's just increasing your clearance that you've done over here, and it's not damaging a very expensive bumper.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right, inside the engine bay, what have we got going
inside the engine?
Well, actually, hang on a second. What's this?
That is an aftermarket socket that I've put on for plugging in the 120 watt solar panel.
Yeah.
Solar panel just tops up the spare battery, which is just behind here, and spare batteries running the fridge and awning lights, etc.
All right, let's crack the hood. Let's have a look what you've done with the batteries.
Okay, so underneath the bonnet,
so we got
pretty standard.
Cranking battery,
just standard battery for cranking the engine and everything. Spare battery is down here.
Oh wow! Holy Moses! Okay, I suppose that's the area that you would standardly put a winch.
Nowhere for anything to go.
Yeah.
The winch will be going beside it.
Yeah.
On a separate plate. Icon are looking at doing that for me later on. So spare battery for there, isolation switch to connect them just in case.
So
and,
what are you doing? What management system are you
Piranha
running?
system.
So you're running the Piranha system.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I ran it for years on all my vehicles before I moved to Red
Well,
Arc.
the thing that your viewers should know that everything about this vehicle is being recommended somewhere along the line from Expedition Extreme. So
if something goes wrong, it's my fault.
it's your fault.
But everything that's going well is
everything
definitely...
so far, and it's nearly 6 years old, and so far very pleased with it.
No, fantastic. I'm
Okay.
glad
So
that the
Piranha
advice has
split
gone somewhere.
shift on it with the gauge inside,
Okay.
and then I've put the secondary switch in there just so that I can, if
Crank
that one
this
goes flat, I can
Yeah,
crank it up.
join
from
them
there.
up together, right? And you're running a yellow top 55 ampere.
55 amp.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about boosting it up to a 90 amp,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
All right. So other than that, engine is stock standard, right?
Absolutely standard.
This is the SE or the LE?
SE.
This is the SE. So you're running just about 400 horsepower, 395, I think it is. Ample power for this vehicle. Ample power. Okay.
Never had a problem with the power.
And and again, probably the viewers that are looking at this, because there are a couple of Y62s being built at the moment in Australia, and it's becoming pretty popular over there, especially with the guys towing the camper trailers, because of the amount of power that this puts out, is they would say, well, why is there no snorkel? Well, we live in the desert, ladies and gentlemen. There is no water.
There is. I was just talking to Rob about that before. When I bought this in 2015, I was in touch with Safari a lot, and they said they're not going to build one because the cars aren't popular enough.
Yeah.
Now they are popular enough. Safari have
can
just
get-
started building them, and ARB are just selling them now.
All right.
So that hopefully will be on within the next 2-3 months.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why we would use a snorkel here is because of the dust. So it's just ensuring that the air filter is a little higher off there, and
the
it's not
dust,
for
and if you
water.
do go to Musson Dam,
Yeah.
I've had my old car up to the windows in water going through the river just to get home.
I wish we would get rain this year. We've had absolutely no rain the entire winter, and it doesn't look like we're going to get anything before summer, so it's going to be a hot old summer.
Yep.
I absolutely love this color. Now that you've turned the vehicle, it just pops. You know, you're looking at it one way and it looks like a real desert sandy Land Cruiser, you know, military vehicle, and then you turn it and then the glitter pops. It won't come up on the metallic kind
the
of
colour is not by accident. I had the top box on my old car, and I was in the process of looking for a new car, and Julie, a good friend of ours, was over, and she said, "That's what you want, one of those," and pointed to one of these, this colour.
Yeah,
So when I went to the showroom, that was it.
It's a pity it just never comes up on camera, but as you turn it, it just changes colours.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Nice
Right,
colour.
let's stop talking about the colour.
Okay.
First of all, the fender flares.
Fender flares, again, because of the European laws, you're
Yep.
not allowed anything that sticks out over
Yep.
the side of the car. I have 285 Coopers on here now. I did have spacers on before, but the spacers, I didn't like them.
Yeah, you know, if you do go spacers, and I don't recommend spacers, but if you do go spacers, you're going to make sure that they're high quality.
They were high quality, but I ended up having a vibration. I didn't know
Balancing
whether it
issues.
was the tyre or the spacer, so I just got rid of the spacers, and then I put 4 new tyres on it.
Yeah, I mean, at some time, if you want to go wider, then what we do is, because you're still running the standard 18-inch rims, you can just put an offset on the rim slightly, and then you widen that track, which gives you then a little bit more clearance if you want to go wider on a tyre, if you want to go with a 305 or something like that.
Yeah.
So the Cooper 83s, I mean, they're standard, they're a lovely tyre, they're brilliant on the road, they're not that noisy.
Very quiet.
It's just a lovely tyre.
This is the second set. The first one I had was the 83 standards, and now I've put the
And these are the
XLTs on,
XLTs,
and you just get a little bit more meat on the sidewall.
Yeah, because you enjoy doing where we are today in the
Yeah.
mountains, doing the wadi tracks and, you know, the mountainous tracks, which is perfect for this vehicle.
Yeah.
Which leads me
Great.
to the next conversation on suspension. What have you done there?
Suspension has been lifted 2 inches. You've got King Spring suspension
Okay.
running with Tough Dog shocks.
Okay, right. So you've done the King 2-inch
2
and
inch
run
lift.
the
Yeah,
and
the
Tough
heavy
Dog
duty.
shocks are the
Just standard Tough
the
Dog.
the 50 mil 50. Yeah, beautiful. Because it's got to carry the weight. Obviously, she's a heavy girl as it is, and then if you start adding all your overlanding gear and everything into it.
Well, you'll see later there's plenty of weight in the back, so I needed something solid. And the back is slightly different again.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the top here.
The top,
Right, roof rack.
the top was a struggle. This is a tradesman roof rack built specifically for the Y62, and that I had to have sent over from Australia.
Yeah, because no one was doing them.
Nobody was doing them, and people who were prepared to build them were not going to bring it down low enough to the roof. Everybody could build me a rucksack,
a roof rack.
a roof rack, but they wanted too much clearance between the roof of the car and that.
Yeah, which
so I
then
wouldn't be able to get into where I park. Because it's
Okay.
too...
And again, right now, obviously, there are more available because this model is starting to sell into South Africa right now.
Correct.
Like we say, it's just got into Australia not too long
it's
ago.
in America as well.
So, yeah, and in the States, for sure. I think they call it something else in the States. I think they call it
It's the, I think it's the
Armada.
Armada rough
Thank
track
you
or
from the
something
Peanut
like
Gallery.
that. Yeah.
My wife used to have an Armada, but it was the different shape and
Yeah.
then went to the Infinities. Right, so roof rack, it is nice and slim. I like the way that they've put it over here. You've got 1, 2, 3 mounting points, which means you can carry some weight on here, which then gives you the big tent.
It's a 3-person, although we only put 2 in it because myself and my wife are not so small. So it's a case of 3-person auto home. It's Italian make, although this one came from the UK.
Okay, they're lovely.
They
are
are fantastic.
expensive, but they're for life.
Yeah, that's why we went for it. You can get cheaper Chinese ones now. You see them over here in the stores and things. And they're very good quality because we don't get the rain.
Yes,
And
but
everything.
we have the heat problem.
We do have heat.
So these rubbers on the inside on the cheaper makes eventually start going.
Right,
And
okay.
what happens is the clips also that clip it down start going. And you'll see, I've seen a lot of them on the road now, and you see the guy's got a ratchet strap
That's
right
right,
over
I've
the
seen
top.
that, I've seen that, yeah.
All right, because that's because the rubbers are gone one summer and the clips
And I've
just
seen
start
one where
going.
they've got a light bar on the front, and the light bar, they've hit a bump and the light bar's come down and just taken out the whole of the front of the...
They've just taken out all the
Yeah.
fiberglass. Yeah, look, I mean, if you're going to buy something, You know, I've got a very good friend of mine, Graham Owen, that always says,
Yes.
I'm too poor to buy cheap. Yeah? Buy once
Buy
and get
cheap.
it over and done with.
By twice.
Exactly. Or 3 times, or 4 times.
Yeah.
Some people never learn.
Well, this is my retirement car.
Right, so let's move over here. Okay.
Okay, half a
Pull
tree
up.
in it.
Yeah, well, it does go off-road, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. There's the proof. Okay. The spade mounting onto the quick-on suite. I mean, the missus must love this, right?
This is down to glamping, not camping.
Yeah.
Keep ladies happy, then you can go again.
Well, you know what, it's just, especially in the open places that we're not in an environment that we've got lots of trees and you can quickly hide around something. It's desert or it's open out areas, and there's lots of people touring right now on the
Correct.
weekends because no one can go home or fly anywhere. So put these quick-on suites up.
2
get
seconds to
changed.
deploy it and you can get changed,
Done.
do your toilets,
I
showers.
love the fact that you've taken the initiative and gone and put the spade over here, because unfortunately these privacy tents do take up a lot of space, and then you've got to put the spade over here, and you know, I run lights on either side, working lights, so I can see what's going on, and then there's no place for me to put my spade. That's such a great idea. I love that.
Well, I have the small fold-up ones hidden away in the back, but that
Yeah.
one I just grab hold of and I can dig out whenever I need to.
And yeah, you've obviously lived here long enough. Everybody goes with a silver steel spade. Put that outside and try and take that off during the day.
Yep.
You're never going to touch it.
No, it's hot.
You
That
end up
one's
digging
fine.
with your hands. So the plastic one, although they eventually do perish, but it's easier to replace because at least you can take this off right now and start digging.
That's it, I've had that one 3 years. So.
Yeah. Right, Duncan, let's talk about your rear end
Nice.
of the vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, so, I mean, first things first, let's start over here. You've got an additional spare.
I've
So
got-
is this the main spare?
That's the main spare,
Yeah.
and then just in case anything happens and you have a double puncture,
Yeah.
then the original
Oh, so
one
you've
is
still got
underneath.
the original-
I've still got the original
Okay,
underneath.
fantastic. And it's still even got the original tyres that came on. So I mean,
Original
it's a second. So this has got your...
It's literally a get your home one or to the nearest
Yeah.
tyre place, that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. What you can do in the future is you could also decide to turn that into either a water tank or an additional fuel tank.
Well,
Well, the Nissan Patrol actually comes with a bigger fuel tank. This has
it's
got the
140 litre fuel tank.
140 litre, yeah.
That space has already been bagged.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
perfect.
because going back to Europe and going
Yeah.
back to the UK eventually, that will be LPG.
Yay, you see, that's clever.
I am
yeah.
not running this
No,
on petrol
no.
when I go back home.
No, no.
All my vehicles back home, I've had Discoveries and Range Rovers, all on LPG.
The way to go, really. Yeah, really. It is.
It has to be, otherwise you're just not going to get the fun out of it because you wouldn't be able to afford to run it.
Of course, yeah. And then this is the Cooper, same
This one's a Cooper,
Yeah.
same
So
as the ones on the
so
side.
if you were to go, get a flat in the rocks, you've got a
I've
strong
got a spare,
tire here.
strong one.
And this is
Inside there.
Where'd you get this made?
This is just one of the local street vendors down in
'Cause
Dubai.
I see it's got the zip over here.
Yep.
So what are you storing inside here?
Inside here is my fire pit,
Okay.
Oz pit,
Yeah.
and the top grill and the tripod that goes over the top of it and everything else.
Nice.
And then inside I've got the Oz pit spit
Yep.
for when you're doing the chickens and things.
Absolute best piece of kit.
Love it to
out
bits.
there.
Love
Yeah.
it to bits.
Yeah.
When things were quiet at work, I went out and bought it and didn't tell my wife about it, and then we went down to Abu Dhabi. We were on the beach, set it up,
Yeah.
and I've just got the meat rotating there, and it was.
The beauty is you can just sit back and enjoy yourself
was
because
it.
the meat's cooking
Yeah,
itself.
we just went for a quick swim, and the meat's there, spinning around doing its job.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's a nice
Yeah.
place to store it as well.
It's out of
and
the way.
and the fire pits obviously as well. You need to have the fire pits. Anything in the ground over here is a fine. So
500 dirham fine for anything on the ground now. Yeah.
good. Right, it's got the Icon sticker on it, so I would assume that Icon made this bumper for you.
They did. I designed it,
Yeah.
and I wanted these baskets on the back.
Yeah.
And then Icon did the special graphic drawings
Yeah.
for it and everything else, and I'm very pleased with it. They've done a good job.
Very neat.
Why are these here? Because I can put 2 cans of petrol in it if
Yeah.
I'm doing a leeward trip,
Yes.
because I don't like too much weight upstairs,
No.
and I don't want petrol inside the car.
No.
It stinks.
No.
And most of the time I've done a trip down to Salalah and right down to the Yemeni border,
Yeah.
and I can put water in there as well.
Of course. Yeah, I mean it's just moving it up.
Yeah.
And then it obviously just has the bracket that goes over the top. Yeah. So you've got the.
It's just a chain on a lock
Okay.
that I can put a padlock
easy
through
in,
one
easy
over the
out.
top to the other and just lock everything in, and then it's double security for the back door as well.
Right, day 2.
Here we
It's
are.
a big truck. It takes 2 days to do the whole review on it. Right.
Different location in the
Different
forest.
location. You brought us to an awesome spot here in this foresty area. So we've spoken about the front, we've spoken about the side. Now we're getting to the business end and why you've got that airbag man suspension in the back, because I can probably expect there's a
Lots of
bunch
weight.
gear.
Lots of weight.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, let's open her up. Let's have
Okay.
a look. What's hidden behind this?
Alright.
There we go. Ah, clever.
Yep, that's me barbecue coal.
Nice. So yeah, that interior area over here is wasted space. Why not? So you've got a bit of charcoal in here. You've got firelighters. Nice.
Oh, I can also put wood in the
Yeah.
baskets here if I'm not taking
Yes.
petrol or anything else.
Okay, here's the business end.
So we've
Right.
got the standard ARB.
40 litre.
I think it's 60 litre actually.
Yeah,
not
it
too
is
sure.
bigger,
Yeah, I think it is a 60 litre.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. And draw system, where did you get the draw system from?
Draw system, I made that.
You built it yourself?
Built it myself.
That's
It's
brilliant.
aeronautical grade plastic, so it's lighter
Wow.
than plywood.
Yeah?
Still 18 mil, same as the plywood, but it's lighter and stronger.
Ah, all right. And you've
Okay.
got these awesome, these are great. Difficult to find though. You said, where did you get these from?
A friend gave me these,
Yeah.
but you can get them in Dragon Mart
Okay.
along with the draw slide, so it's not a big problem to build it yourself.
Very important.
Very important, most important part of the equipment on the car.
The best bottle opener
Yeah.
must have. So what we got stored in over there then?
So we've got 2 different sizes.
Yeah.
We've got wolf boxes over this side.
Okay.
So I've got my kitchen box here,
Nice.
which will come out later on,
Yeah.
and my Indiflate,
Yeah.
tyre repair kit, and I've got the water pump for if I take
Yeah,
20
just one of those
20 litre
big water.
bottles, etc.
Nice,
And
easy
then behind
accessible.
that I've got a camping box, another wolf box with
Yeah.
camping equipment,
Okay.
hammocks and things like that.
Yeah.
And
Stuff you're not going to use every time, so.
No.
Yeah.
no, and then on this one we have
Oh, you got it covered up.
a secret table.
No.
The table comes out and that goes on there, and today I brought breakfast with us, so we'll be cooking breakfast on here in a short while.
This is awesome. I love this.
So this has quite a nifty little trick here.
Well, this is wasted space, really. Anybody that's got a swing arm or, the additional tire on the back. Now, if you've got barn doors like the 76 series, obviously you wouldn't be able to utilize it because the door opens. But anybody that's running, Pajeros or any of those, or 200 series, This is brilliant. I love this.
There we go. And then,
I'm going to steal this
and then
idea
the
for my
chain
next
comes
build.
down there to make it even stronger. That's your cooking station.
That's brilliant. That beats, you know, logging around a table that has to go into the roof rack and the whole bang shoot.
Yeah.
Aha. So you got there's your gas cooker, and then the rest of, what else do you have in there?
I have,
So that's all your kitchen.
that's the camping
that's
stuff for
camping
if I want more ropes and
Pots,
guide
pans,
poles.
yeah.
And then the one at the back is the car spares, tools,
Okay.
things like that.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of space in the back of this. The Y62 has got absolute tons of space.
But the problem is there should be the second row of seats.
Yes.
So that you lose the second row of seats,
Yeah.
and because on the Y62 the floor goes like that, then I've had to put a frame in
Just to level it out, I suppose.
and then
yeah.
put board across.
Ah, clever idea. Okay, top over here, what you're utilising. See, you've got the toilet bag.
Toilet bag
Yeah.
to go in the side up there, and then you've got your sink,
Yeah.
which can either go on the table or it fits nicely on top of there.
Yeah.
With the
Double
things.
use, brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant. And then, see, you've got your chairs and everything normally would then go into the back here.
chairs,
Yep.
carpet for inside the little rooms, because we have the fly net room
Yeah.
on the awning.
Now, how do you access this fridge now? Because
fridge?
is quite high up here.
The fridge again is homemade.
Homemade. I love this.
Tilt
People
and
that
slide.
Do their own thing, decide what they want to do, build it yourself. So the steel work you obviously got just at one of the local shops to bend that and weld it up for you.
I bought the steel and then got Icon just to bend it,
Yeah.
and then I cut it out and put all the slides and everything on it. But the beauty of this one is it comes out and then it tilts
look at
down.
that. That's fantastic. Easily accessible.
Got access,
Beautiful.
and with the ARB one, as you know, you can just take
Yeah.
the lid straight
Take
off
the lid
anyway.
off. Yeah.
I don't know whether you can do that on all of them, but
No, not most
Yeah.
of them not. Okay, that's brilliant. I love this. Right, side of the vehicle, we've discussed the rooftop tent, we've discussed all the stuff. Only thing we haven't discussed is the awning.
just the standard 2.5 metre house trail
Straight out,
straight out,
easy.
and then we have the net
Yeah.
room that goes inside it.
Yeah,
Ideal
we've got
for
fly
a little
problem
bit of
today.
shade, but keeps the flies away.
Flies and mosquitoes,
Yeah.
especially when when we eventually get some rain in this place. But yeah, they're lovely and it's such lightweight. It's easy to
Yeah,
put
yeah, just drop it, and then I keep the sand flag in there as well for
Yeah.
if you're going over the dunes.
up. Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant. Right, let's go and look at the business end and what happens inside this beautiful vehicle. Right, so Duncan, tell me what you got going on in here.
Pretty much as standard. You've got the battery monitor for the Piranha system for the
Yeah.
split batteries. You've got the Garmin Montana 680
Yeah,
there for straightforward GPS navigation.
beautiful. Yeah,
Most of the time I use Google.
Yes.
Google's just as good. What I would advise people to do though is don't throw away your old mobile phones.
Yeah.
I've got this one here which I set up for an inclinometer because
Oh,
of all the
awesome.
weight on the roof. I can now decide how much roll I've got
Yeah.
if I'm going backwards and forwards. And because I can't see anything through the rear window,
Mm-hmm.
I have the mirror here with a rear
Ah.
camera. So
Okay.
that's shining straight
Does that have
there.
recording capability as well?
It does.
So you've got
So I can record front and I can
Nice.
record back as well.
yeah. For in
Okay.
case somebody decides to drive into the back of you and blame you.
Correct. Yep. And then everything else is as standard from Nissan.
Yeah.
Apart from we have to have the armrest.
Of
For
course,
vehicles
these
like
are
this, we have to have the
fantastic.
armrest.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then you've got, I see
I
you've
built-
built something up over
built
there.
a box here because
That's
it's
got
not
the
quite
fridge in the middle, right?
the fridge in the middle, but it's not quite tall enough if
Yeah.
you've got the seat right up for
Okay.
people like me. So I'll
So
put a storage
just
box on
extra
top
for
of
the-
it.
Ah, very good. And then the rear end, the rear is open, so if you've got your kids are traveling, visiting across, you've got space at the rear, or you could then utilize that to put groceries or whatever
Correct.
you're purchasing
Yeah.
on the way.
Yeah. And
So
then
you've got all
under
the
the
space.
under the floor as well with the frame
Yeah,
that we've got there. So
All the
I have
space in
the
the
fishing
world.
rods and things under that.
all the space in the world. Well, there we have it. Everybody's been asking for a Y62. Mate, I think you've got the best looking Y62 in this country by far.
It's still an ongoing project.
Well, it always is.
We don't stop with them.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's just also drains the wallet.
This
But
is
I love the fact that you've done a lot of the work yourself, and you've built it, and you've designed it yourself, and that's puts that personal aspect. And I think that's what we love doing with overlanding vehicles like this, is put your own fingerprint on it.
It certainly does those. It's a family car, but it's a family car that will go anywhere.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
There you have it. Fantastic, mate. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And you know what? Could you just step over here for a second?
Okay.
Thanks. So what's going on here?
We have Vietnamese breakfasts.
I can't steal his car. I can't come into his kitchen. What's going on here?
Allowed in the kitchen.
This is how it works, eh? Patreons, when you take us out, when we take you out, cook me a nice breakfast like this.
There's the first one ready.
There you go. Yeah.